When you care, you end up scared. That's the thing that I've learned, and I think Katie's learned over the last 10, 15 years, and especially in the space of sustainability and design. You're kind of expected to be perfect. There's lots of people that say, hey, perfection doesn't matter, but then they expect the level of perfection that is almost unattainable. So what we do as a sort of practice of modesty, I don't know, aesthetics, I don't know, is think about all the skeletons in our closet, and I like to share them so that, one, so that I feel better about it, I get it off my chest and it shows that we're always working, and two, never really I hope to never feel like there's such a moment where we're left with our pants down and people are like, aha, we've noticed you do this thing and you've been lying. Well, so one thing that I would prefer wasn't real, kind of a skeleton in our closet about the brand, is plastic. So we always eschew plastic. I hate plastic. Actually, I don't hate plastic. I like plastic. I think it's an okay material for stuff where for stuff that's going to have a long life, doesn't get washed, doesn't create microplastics. Recycling is something we've got to do. But for single-use things like plastic bags, I don't like it. So when you receive something from Storey, you receive it, I'll cover up the address, but you receive it like this. It comes either in paper or in one of our tote bags. If you reach some threshold, everything's in paper, cotton, beautiful, and this is how I wish it always is and could be. However, we also sell to stores, some big ones, some small ones, and the big ones especially, they have to. There's no way around it. They have to take stuff in see-through plastic. This isn't normal plastic, so in case you pause the video and get pissed off and write a comment, give me a chance to explain. That stuff has to come in plastic. It has to have a barcode on it here, and it has to have a barcode on it on the hang tag too, just to make sure that when they're scanning in, things can be wrong. They have to be able to physically see the garment. When we started the brand, everything that's sent from us came in brown paper. I packed them all myself, Katie, and we did that for as long as we could before getting just told off or told that the warehouses won't accept stuff anymore. So we have started using these plastic bags that are biodegradable, and it says it on the packaging. Now, whether we choose recyclable plastic or biodegradable, they're both okay options, because the biodegradable bags, unless they are a certain grade of biodegradability that can be biodegraded. We've had lots of problems. We've had the bags that are really easy to biodegrade. They just literally biodegrade when they're on the shelf here. They turn to dust. They weren't good. They damage the clothes. And then we've had biodegradable bags that are really, really tough, but then they're only technically biodegradable in special composting, like high heat composter or something, industrial thing, which means basically they're not really biodegradable. This is the middle ground. These are compostable at home. However, I'd rather not have them. The ideal is to go back to kind of a see-through paper like this that we send everything else in. It's called glassine. Oh, it's actually stuck. But you would know it's the kind of thing that butter's wrapped in. Glassine packaging. However, we had to make an investment, such a huge investment in these bags, I think with thousands and thousands and thousands to get them. So we're still using them. We're going to go back to that hopefully. I think we get away with it being just about see-through enough. Because even though this is biodegradable plastic and it's made from natural materials, I still don't like it. I don't like the look of it. I don't like the aesthetics of it. So that's, sometimes stores might send stuff out just like this. Not everyone is as beautiful in their packaging as us. And I sometimes think that all the messaging in the world, it still seems like the wrong thing for Storey. So that's a skeleton in our closet. Hopefully it's going to change. We'll keep trying. The other thing is that, I guess on the theme of plastic too, is that we have some stuff like the Slowtech line and collabs where we use synthetic materials. And on those, there's like careful messaging around how to recycle them. That's kind of the point of the whole line, especially Slowtech. But for a normal thing like this t-shirt, the trousers I'm wearing, anything, we ask to be sewn with cotton thread or Tencel thread, which is a natural material too, because it takes the dye and it looks beautiful. Mostly because it's biodegradable. So we'd make a 100% cotton t-shirt and it should have cotton thread. When you buy a 100% cotton t-shirt from any shop, it's likely to have polyester, which is a non-biodegradable material. So we always stipulate that to be used cotton thread. But non-stop, all the time, when we work with factories, especially try new factories or something, even the same factory but different person on the line or something's happened, they'll sneak in polyester thread. One, because I think it's cheaper. Two, it's easier to work with. It's got more tensile strength, so it doesn't snap as much in the machine. They use polyester for like other production for other people, so changing thread is a big deal. And polyester thread ends up on our clothes a lot, like way more than we would want to, and sometimes we don't notice until we tries to over dye a different color and it doesn't go, or often we notice because we can see the color, it's a little bit more shimmery, but by the time that we notice, unless it's a sample, it's across a whole production that seamstress has done or production place has done or whatever. And like mistaking the clothing for us, like have to ask yourself what's more sustainable, keeping it and selling it on and moving on and teaching a lesson and trying to strive for better, or disposing of it and making the whole thing again. Obviously the first one. So that's what we do, but it's always like I guess a skeleton in our closet is something you don't want to admit, and we freely talk about this all the time, but it still fucking sucks. But perfection is the enemy of progress, so we keep going. That's 2. I think I've got about 15, 20 on my list of these kind of skeletons. If you like hearing about this thing, I think I'll go through a couple of these every week. Thanks for listening.